Hi there, Joka here from A Pocket Full of Happiness, and in this video I'm going to show you a few new products and a few projects that I've created with them. Here, this is two die sets actually. One of them, that one is called Hippie Sunnies and the other one is called Good Vibes. They are just so small that I put them on one backing. Then we have the Have a Good Day, and you will see that I have a bunch of die cuts here that I created on holiday, and maybe you see that a lot of them have white backing, so that means that I already glued them like, you know, layers of cardstock I glued together, because that's a very time consuming, and I always do it anyway. And so I'm just going to show you how I put together a lot of these, but first, of course, I have to find all my pieces. And luckily I actually took photographs of my ideas, because honestly, at this point, and it was just a few days later, at this point I did not even remember what I wanted to do. So I will create 3 Sunnies, and then this one I already glued together. That's the Have a Good Day sentiment. That will be my base, and I will add color letters on top. Then I die cut a lot of these little smiley faces to use as like filling or yeah, like fill up empty spaces on my card background. But you could also totally use them to create just that element to create really fun background. I really actually wanted to do that, but then at that point I think I was already tired. You can see this is quite a lot of die cutting. Now I left a few to, you know, just to show you what I did. So there are several layers to these Sunnies as well. The shape is quite easy to fussy cut, so I'm going to glue it down on a scrap paper, so that everything is held together well. And I wasn't actually planning to add the blue. I think from what I remember, I think I wanted to keep that space empty, but then I don't know, I guess I changed my mind in the process. Then of course you will see that the die actually has, in one eye it has the smiley and in the other the peace sign. So if you want to have the same, the two of the same in your sunglasses like I do here, then you have to die cut that side twice as many times. So now I will add a few more layers of the outer, the floral design, to create more dimension. And so you see that's already three layers of white cardstock plus the base, I think, or maybe I cannot count. And then I have the color cardstock, which actually this one is a really thin cardstock, so it's good that there's so many layers. Maybe I wasn't planning to add this many layers, but I die cut them, so I simply just used them. And now this is the smiley. Again, I use a white layer, and then I will add the color, except for these little small things for the eyes and the mouth. And then again, I really need tweezers for this, and I can just only recommend for everybody. I don't even know how anybody can just work with fingers, to be honest, especially with small pieces like that. So these scissors, actually the original size Tim Holtz scissors. I don't know the size actually, but it's the middle size. From I have all 3, but this one is the best for fussy cutting. It cuts all the way up to the tip, which is important. So that's the only thing I can really fussy cut with. So the other type of Sunnies is going to be the one with the smileys, but you see that I put it together exactly the same way as I did the peace sign Sunnies. And then I basically have my elements for my card, these three. And again, my cards, except for one in this video, are 5 by 7 inch in size. So here I did not really know what I want to do with the card. I just added the 3 sunglasses, and then I will later decide what to do with it. And here I'm trying to eyeball where the center is. Normally it works okay, probably not perfect, but it's all good. And I think in another video I mentioned that for this kind of cream color, I like to use the Spellbinders Alabaster cardstock, but I ran out of it. And this one is from a German company called, I have to think, I think it's Faltkarten. And it kind of has, I don't know if you can see in this light, it has this hammered kind of look. The color is very similar though. This one is the Alabaster, and this is a smooth cardstock. I really love it. I can only recommend it because it's such a good base if you don't want to always use white. This is one of my go-tos, and the other one would be Barely Peach, I think it's called. Yeah, Barely Peach. That's also a very good base. And then of course there is gray. Anyway, so you can see what I did. I die-cut the letters from a variety of colors, and this is a super simple card. I'm adding a little bit of periwinkle type color in the background, and of course I didn't center that right, so I am now trimming the edges so that it looks like I did center it right. So it's a tiny bit smaller than an A2 size cardstock or card base, and I'll add the sentiment on foam tape, and that's about it. So this is really not going to be a super special card, but I think it's fun, and especially that you can maybe customize it in colors that your recipient loves or something like that. As you can see, I'm actually using a ruler here to try to find the middle. Normally I eyeball everything, but I don't know why I thought that it was important. Again, I still eyeball it even using the ruler, but I kind of wanted to make sure that I find the center, and especially because I create I wanted to say a mirrored thing, but it's not really because I'm using different colors. So, but just the design is kind of symmetrical, which again is something I don't really do, but that's how the whole thing came together. I normally prefer to create a random pattern in the background, you know, just turn all my design elements differently, the angle is different, or you know, and the colors are different. That's what I prefer, but with this one it just didn't work for me. And in the middle, actually, those 3 bigger peace signs, they are from the Peace Circle die set, and these small ones are the middle of the sunglasses, and these ones as well are 2 layers already glued together. And then I trim off the edges, and I will fill up those little empty or white spaces with the little smiley faces. And then I'm trying to go with colors that are not next to each other, and then I still felt like, you know, there's so much white space still, and I had so much of these cute smileys, so I'm adding as much as I can on my background. So basically I decided to place them in the middle of, well, not really the middle of the peace sign, but you know, where those lines meet, so to say. And once I'm done, I'm going to trim off the edges again. And this one is a little bit less, what did I want to say? Well, this panel is a little bit smaller than the card base, which was 5x7, I believe. And you see, I messed up it again, so I'm gonna have to trim off the top. And because I already forgot about sentiment, I'm just going to add peace, but I wasn't really planning for placement. So in the end, this is what I settled on. I think actually it fits quite well in that space. It's a little bit bigger than the peace sign itself, but I think it works. And this again is 2 layers of white cardstock. Now this one is one of my favorite cards because I just love to create cards that only have letters on them. So something like a longer sentiment, or you know, when the focal point is letters. That's why I normally create so many alpha dies. And so I just repeated good vibe several times, and those were also dimensional. So I added a layer of white cardstock and just mixed up the colors and then centered the whole thing on the card base. It's very simple. It does require a bit of patience because of the die cutting, but I think it's worth it. So you decide. I hope I could give you some ideas. I hope you like what you see. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.